All right, let's go to work. Warming up our hips. When it comes to letting go of things that are not the best for your health, other direction. Once you let go of one, let's say that you decide to give up coffee. And I don't think coffee is actually a problem. I drink coffee once every, 15 days, especially over the last 2-3 years. But sometimes I go 4 months with no coffee. So the point is that I think it's more about all the add-ons to the coffee, right? Hands on our knees. I think that's the difficulty. But let's say you decide to stop having coffee. Once you do that and you master it, I can cut out coffee for a year right now, no problem, I won't miss it. I drink it only because it's warm. I just like warm stuff sometimes. But, so if that's the case, if you can just drop it, then you become almost like...
Other way,
yeah. You become excited ankles about what else can I stop doing? What else can I quit? Hands. I got coffee, I can do that. And then wrist and other ankle. And then once you do coffee, you say, oh, now I'm gonna stop desserts. And then after you stop desserts, elbows, flexion. And once you stop desserts, you say, you know what? Now I'm gonna stop drinking soda. And I don't drink soda, I'm not gonna drink beer. Extend your arm, full, go around. I'm not gonna have a beer every 4th of July. I'm not gonna have beers on my birthday or beers on Super Bowl. I'll skip those beers. And then before you know it, people are gonna say things to you like, yeah, you gotta live. Have a little beer, have some cake. And you say, no, no cake, no beer, no chips. I don't even eat chips. I might eat like some sweet potato chips. Okay, tuck your chin and relax. And just so you guys know, the fact that I don't eat chips or dessert, chin and relax. I don't eat cake. I never had a hot dog. I don't eat Jack in the Box or Burger King. The fact that I do that, it's not even impressive. Let's go to the ground. That is not impressive, if you ask me, rocking. Because I'm only doing what I was programmed to do, right? Our Father gave us no choice. So, don't look at that and say like, wow, that's crazy. No, it's not. It's no big deal. Legs stretching. It is not impressive. But somebody who does eat and drink things that are not necessarily the best for their health, and then they stop after, 33 years old, 38, 25, whatever age, legs to the side, that is impressive. That person is 20 times stronger than me because I didn't know anything else.
It's a good angle to see it.
It's all I knew, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a couple friends of mine that like big time into, food addiction or drug addiction, other side. And now they're not. And now they've mastered it and they become educators in the field. So, and I look at them and I'm like, wow, that guy right there, different level. Me? No. Spoiled. My dad never brought cake home or soda home or dessert. I never had Skittles, you know what I'm saying? I've never had a Coke. It's because our father never showed it to us. Push-ups. 10 push-ups for the shoulder. For a little check. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On our backs. turtles, spinning around, hips and shoulders, hips and shoulders, and other direction, hip, shoulders, hip, shoulders, hips, shoulders, hips, shoulders, hips, shoulders. Nice. Back roll. Forward roll and back roll. Yep. Sit right here in the squat, in the hunter squat. Both knees are pointing in the same direction. Yeah, and then fall down to the up knee side, other leg. Here. And then down, and then up. And then pivot your back foot. Boom. And squat. Okay. So we talked about just the other day, yesterday, somebody grabs my shoulder. If the first thought is, let go of me, like trying to free yourself, and he yanks on me, boom, I'm off balance. Okay, so instead, the head grabs the shoulder, pull, pull, base. This is the top, base. A little bit of moving towards him, and then wrap his arm, grab the wrist, and lift it up. If when he grabs my shoulder and I make base, I move in, I wrap his arm, but he straightens his arm. Rotate, rotate, go back to how, rotate more. How it was bent before. See, if it's bent, I catch the arm bar. If he straightens it, rotate. Then, as I grab my wrist, I go like this and I cinch up his arm. Leaning my head forward, I do a setup step, leg across his body, and now from here, I go full body. So everybody stand neutral. Assume that your shoulder gets grabbed, and then boom, step the same leg forward as the shoulder being grabbed. Lean away a little bit. They might pull you, you adjust a little bit, no problem. And then you reach up, and your hand punches down. Boom. And now as you reach around, you grab that wrist, and then you, boom, you lift, and you torque the bent arm. But if, when they grab the shoulder, you make base, you move towards them, you reach up, you wrap it. But as you're going for the move, they straighten their arm. Grab that wrapping wrist, cinch it up tight, back leg, set up step, head forward, front leg across their body, boom, and torque. Yeah.
Really good, Yura.
They got my shoulder, base. Lean away, they move you, move a little bit. Reaching up, punching down, boom. Reach around, grab the wrist, lift it up, torque the arm lock. Now you got this, but they straighten it. Switch the grip, come over the top. Cinch it up tight, back leg step in, head forward, leg up, and twist. And it's not uncommon.
Nice, Emily.
It's not unreasonable for you to kind of fall down as you bring your leg up, for you to simply fall on the ground. It's actually very possible. Now, if Eddie grabs with two hands on my, he's holding like this, spread apart. He can hold together or apart. For now, he's holding apart, which means what? I can bring both my hands through. As I do a forward step, both hands go through and I wrap around. Okay, both hands go through as I step forward. Step, hands up, 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 everybody up. Wrap around and grab the wrist. And the big thing here is that as he pushes and pulls, move, move, move. Base, knees bent, balance. So when I go through and I wrap, I ground myself. Go ahead, move, Eddie. Move, move. I'm low, I'm heavy. And then, when the time feels right, look at this. I lean to the side of my head. Now sometimes, stay strong right here, Eddie. It's difficult to lean him over. So then, I do a drop step. I step back, and now I lean. And then I step, boom. and I throw him over. When I land, I place my knee on the belly. He moves, move, control, jump to the mount, or if he pushes my knee, my hand goes in, drop to the side mount. Those are two basic follow-ups. Knee on belly to mount, knee on belly to side mount. So you see how as we do a step forward, both hands come through and wrap the person's arms. When I wrap them, lift it, cinch it. Now drop into your base. They're gonna move you around. So you're moving, don't cross your feet, watch your balance. When it comes time to sweep them, my head's on this side, so I step that leg back and I go whoop. And now my other leg goes around him and I go like this. Boom, sweep, hand goes out, place my knee on belly.
Very good, Rafael.
Knee on belly, other leg is up. Controlling, when they push my knee, my hand shoots inside the arm, and then my legs shoot back. Boom, I drop to side control. Standing again. Yes, I'm glad you're liking it, Chris. So again, they grab both lapels, moving, shaking you, base. As I do a small step forward, both hands go up, reach around and grab. And then again, look at my drop. Boom. Drop into base, they're gonna move you. Boom. Moving, controlling, controlling. His head's on this side, my head's over here. So I do a little back step, and then I boom, bend. And now my foot comes around. As I extend my leg, I twist my torso. Boom, hand out, place my knee on belly.
Also, Samu.
Once I have knee on belly, we control, and then maybe hands on the ground, and then I jump, boom, to the mount. It's also a good option. Side mount's probably the best option if the person's going crazy, right? Where do you want to be? On the side mount or in the full mount? If someone's gonna go crazy, put your arms out. Side mount or full mount? Side mount. Anybody want full mount? Very few, yeah. 3 of you. Most of you are doing this. So, I would do this. Actually, that's not true. I would do side mount. If they're going 100% crazy, but I still feel very confident in the mount. I don't feel like, oh man, I don't feel insecure about the mount. Where many do, they're like, man, I always lose the mount. That's not the case. But if I had to hold down Brock Lesnar for 30 seconds, side mount. Okay, now check this out. If Eddie grabs my jacket now, but now his hands are together, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a shuffle step to one side. By doing that, I now bring the arm, I'm going that way. So my other arm comes under, and now I grab my wrist. I do a slight angle of my foot, my leg comes up with my head forward, and my whole body goes, wah, and then I go, boom, elbow strike. So, a way to illustrate this is flip it 180 degrees. Same thing. He's grabbing both hands together. I move to the side. I bring my arm up. And now I grab the wrist. Once I grab it, I'm gonna push through that way. But first, I gotta turn my foot. I'm gonna face that way. As my foot turns, my head leans, my leg comes up. So here's the first motion. We're gonna all slide to the side. And as we go, look how my hand goes. Whoop, and make a fist. Yep, back to neutral. So as I go that way, hand is up. And now I grab the wrist. Look at my elbow. Point my toes that way. And as my leg comes up, boom, the whole body turns.
Great, Jimmy.
Again, we slide to the side, frame comes up. Both of the person's grips are on that side of my wrist. I go around both their wrists. I grab, and now I point my toes. If I point my toes and I bring my leg up with my body straight, I'm off balance. If I point my toes and I do this, and now my back leg comes up and around, now my whole body goes, woo. A very common mistake right here, Eddie, is that the foot, the leg, that is, right here, yeah. When I move, people do this. They put the leg here and they go like this. Oh, look where my leg landed. About 2 feet from him. He's nowhere in striking range. He's not in striking range. But if when I do the move, I put my leg up and I push, whoa, see, I landed very close. Now he's in striking range, his face. So not letting your leg land too far away. Turn and go, boom, let it land close so you can reach. Everybody slide, knees are bent, hand comes up, grab the wrist, point the foot, head leans, leg up, and then boom, foot goes straight down. Elbow strike, and disengage. Good. When we practiced this move, I was having Eddie hold my gi. If he grabs my gi, grab both lapels. If he actually grabs his fingers around my collar, when I do this, imagine how, let go of this hand, but keep this one. Imagine how these fingers are gonna feel when my whole body goes, wah, against this. It very much bends his fingers back. So when we practice this, we suggest making 2 thumbs, and only your thumbs hold my lapels. That way, you still have a mini grip, but there's no way that when I rip, it does too much of that. Too much discomfort for your fingers. Could you use that in sparring? I would not suggest it, but the answer is yes. The answer is, could you use, if somebody's grabbing your jacket like this, as a grip break in sparring? The answer is yes, but just so you know, I'm not too concerned with somebody grabbing me. Most people don't want to be grabbed because they imagine that the training partner has an arsenal of throws that they're gonna utilize with their grips. But the truth is, I don't really want to be thrown in a manner that can hurt me. But at the same time, if someone grabs a hold of me and I'm constantly breaking the grips, I'm not allowing the game to flow. Now, if you're in a street fight and someone grabs a hold of you, the problem is not them throwing you, it is how they can use the grab to control, no, you can be normal, to control you and boom, and punch you. So that's why we don't want to be grabbed in a street fight, and we want to address the grip, whether with an arm lock, a standing arm lock, or by simply closing the distance. If Eddie grabs me with one hand, let's just say he grabs, just pulling me towards him, I can just go like this, boom. You see that? I don't necessarily have to do anything other than make sure that he can't punch me with the free hand and I don't lose my balance. But speaking of grips, the standing arm lock, when someone's pushing your chest, extended arm, extend it like that, and he's pushing me, freeze. I grab his arm and I step, I turn, and I pull him into the arm lock. Other side, please. So his arm is extended on my chest. Both hands, thumbs down. Now we teach this, whereas if he's walking towards me and I'm walking, I know that freeze. Right now, this foot wants to step back normal. But instead of doing a normal step back, I'm gonna actually step and turn and pull and cut him off. So to start this, let's do a little drill where we just have our knees bent and step your right foot back and then your other foot here. You're creating a square pretty much. Now, it's not a square. It's actually, right now my legs are aligned, they're in line. But when I step back, my second step is actually at an angle. You see that? It did not go here. This would be how they were before. There's a slight angle on the second cutoff step. So somebody's pushing my chest, I give a little resistance, and then I grab, turn, pull, boom, cut him off. See the slight angle? Yes. Holding his hand up, pinching my elbow, I lower my body weight. I roll my body. So everybody's neutral. Hand is on our chest, both hands grab, thumbs down. As we step back, we pull, rotate, bring your elbow over, cut the person off. Look at the angle. My feet are not aligned, it's a little angle. Good, one more time. As they push, now allow yourself to walk a little bit. And now, and now. So when I say now, what I'm visualizing is that when I say now, that is the moment that I grab and I do my turning step. Whenever I say now is when it would happen. It would be now. Now, boom, when I turn. Yes. Now from here we could also allow this leg to slide through and go whoop, all the way to the ground while keeping his wrist. I can take him all the way to the ground right here, and that would be if I'm really, really needing to send a message. Okay. Other techniques when the person's hand is straight. So sometimes there is an open palm on our chest, an open palm. And this is a perfect opportunity for us to wrist lock Eddie. So I'm going to do a small step forward with my outside leg as my hand grabs his elbow and my other hand slaps his wrist. Boop. See that? And then I go both hands behind and now my body curves and I'm wrist locking him right here. A little bit.
Mão de vaca.
So hand step, leg step, and elbow grab on the same side of his hand push. See that? I don't do this. My outside arm, the one that's on the outside, step and grab. Simultaneously, I slap the wrist and secure it to my chest. That's it. And then I step, boom, and then I go both hands behind as my body curves forward, I pull the hand in. So stand neutral and let's do just the hands. So let's have our right hand to our chest, left hand behind the elbow. Pop, pop it, pop. And try it like that, look at that. Pop. You see that? Pop. Just touch it and come back. Now I'm gonna add the step. Pop. See my leg, pop. Steps forward. Pop. And now I do, boom, hold it, upper body curves a little bit, and then the second hand goes behind the elbow. As I pull it in, I curve forward more. Yes, back to neutral. Just a touch, touch, touch. And then all the step, touch. And now curve forward a little bit, grab and pull. Last one, neutral. Touch it first, boom, just touch it a few. And you should actually, are your hands like slapping your chest? I need to hear a little pop. Yeah, pop. And then I step, pop, step. And now both hands behind and curve forward.
Nice, bro.
This is a technique that, come on up, Eddie, that my grandfather always made a point to stress. The sound. Can you guys hear that? Is that picking up on my audio? The little sound. You can't go like this. It needs. That's how things are. And that's not just this move, right? It's important. There's a crispiness in your moves that is required. Are you worried about punches? I don't know if worried is the word, but we are respectful of punches. And remember, when someone's pushing you here, what's happening to us now is we're very much like, hey man, come on man. It's an attitude of like, they don't care, just kind of hands on you, very, very pushy. If someone grabs you and is in punching mode, hopefully we can pick up on those signals earlier, cover up, clinch, block, grab them, close the distance. So now the question is he gonna punch me once I go here? You see that? I don't think so. Especially if I grab it and I apply the pressure. But like any move, if you grab it, you don't apply pressure, yes, you allow the person time to change, to start becoming creative. This is a lead up to a possible altercation. You're saying that this is what happens before the altercation. The truth is this, you guys might never need this, okay? Somebody puts their hand on my chest and they're pushing me a little bit. I say, sir, I'm so sorry. How can I help make this better? I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. I believe I can talk him down, but it's just nice to know that when someone's arm is extended, they are giving you an opportunity. One is this wrist lock. Or it could be this arm lock, right? If it's a little straighter maybe, and they're grabbing onto your clothes. So good. Now let's talk about one more right here, very common, collar grab. But now his arm is bent, a little more bent, okay? He's here. Just kind of like go real quick. It's just very much like a, hey, see that? It's this energy. My arm is bent though. When that happens, I'm gonna grab his wrist and I'm gonna hit his elbow as my foot steps. So I do three things. You're back this way? Yeah. Three things. His wrist, slap his elbow, and my footsteps. Once I do wrist, elbow, and foot, all of those happen together. Look at my heel. And then my second leg steps through. So by myself, wrist, elbow, wrist right here to my chest, elbow, and I step. Boom. Here, I kind of step across. When I step across, this hand, my elbow is kind of wedged on my hip. It's not out like this. See that? It wants to be here. If it's out, they can push my arm down. So start over, wrist, elbow, and foot. Boom, elbow wedge. Now watch my heel. The stepping foot, my heel turns, and then my second foot goes as my head ducks out. New angle, wrist, elbow, and step. Pivot my front heel, back foot steps through, and then my head slips out last. Right here, Eddie, please. Your head is the last thing through. Wrist, elbow, and step all together. Pivot the heel. I don't want to go like this and dive my head through. I'm off balance. I want to pivot my heel so my body goes through and my head comes out last. Here on the end, I have wrist control and his tricep. And I'm pretty much gonna lift it like a cradle. I'm gonna cradle his arm up his back, applying a little shoulder pressure, or let go, push him away, create space. Again, neutral, wrist. Okay, because the person's holding with their right hand, I grab the wrist on that same side, and now I step. You saw how my hand went like this? Don't do that before you go here. No. Wrist, watch my hand. Bop. It goes from nothing. Wrist and tricep, look. Bop. From nothing. It's very common to want to open up and like go like this. You can't do that, you're telegraphing. Wrist as I touch. Once I land, my heel pivots, my foot steps out, and I duck out. Last one. Wrist, elbow slap. Together and step. Boom, one. Pivot the heel, duck through, slip the head out.
Nice, Kelsey. Yeah. Easy, easy. Yeah.
No, there's not a headlock angle for that technique, Holly. Good question. But the amount of time that you are in headlock position is so fast, nor do they have even the strength, right, to headlock me. Here. And also one small detail, the best time to step through is when Eddie pull me towards you a little bit. When he pulling me in. You see that? When he's kind of pulling me towards him, if his arm is kind of pushing me away a little stiff arm, it could potentially be a little tough. So I can kind of go like this. And then now what's he gonna do? He's gonna pull, whoop, whoop, and then I step. So there's a game to be played right there. And this is something that my friend Pedro Valenci kind of brought to my attention as to how our moving back, which is a principle that we use in other techniques, but I never really saw it here, but how our moving back creates a little bit like, no, when they pull you, you use that energy against them. It's very nice. Okay, is there an indicator to choose for wrist lock or arm lock on the first two moves? I would say if the person is, arm lock is the default. Energy, like, yeah, it's big energy, big pushing, it's arm lock. And I would say that the wrist lock, I take it more like when it's a little more casual, like, you know, like a lighter hand on the chest. The wrist lock almost seems like it's a little bit less aggressive. Whereas the arm lock, when you step, boom, you can fall through. So the harder somebody's pushing, if they're grabbing you, for sure it's the arm lock. But if it's just a light hand pushing, and you can just play with this. Okay, but you can pretty much almost always do the arm lock when you can do this one. Good. Now the guillotine counters we talked about. Let's throw our leg through. Everybody's gonna throw a leg like this, and then let your body roll down to the ground without hitting your elbow down. Yes. And now as I roll down, look at my foot. Boop. My foot steps back. Nice. Now get up on your elbow. Now both your hands would be holding someone's legs. This is the final position that we're gonna land in. And the key detail is this top leg right here, not being here. You see that? But being back. And then look at my chest. Energy is forward, yes.
Nice adjustment, guys, yeah.
So if Eddie has my neck right here, and he wraps my neck in the guillotine, I move to the side, opposite the head. I block inside this knee, and I block outside, pretty much like this, on the other one. Boom. Now I do keep my neck. I do boom, boom, boom. Here's my landing position. I'm not on my elbow, but I'm on him, which is giving me height. Look at my two grips. Now with my legs, rotate this way. I switch to my knees, and then I bring this hand across his neck, and I slip out. Notice how when I bring it across, I need him looking that way. I'm not sure if you guys know that or not. Move over a little bit. But if you frame someone's neck and you allow them to look toward your legs, tuck your chin down, Eddie, hide your chin. See right now, you can keep your head down though, yeah. But it's not very easy to choke him or to make him let go. But if I turn his chin away and then I slide past it, anchor his shoulder, look towards me, Eddie. He can't look towards me. So we need the chin looking away if you want the maximum amount of pressure on the neck. So here's the move. We get caught, it's a right-handed guillotine. Your head's over here, so we're gonna run this way. So everybody block and block, run to the side. Once I run now my leg swoops around, and then as I fall, top leg step back.
Nice, Pedro.
Now you get up on your elbow to simulate holding their legs. And then from there, my bottom knee comes out, I'm on my knees. Once I'm on my knees, I bring my hand out on the side of the head and I push their chin away, anchor their shoulder, and drop my elbow.
Do you always bring the guy on the ground close to your knees when you fall, when you go to your knees?
Do I always bring what?
The the bad guy close to you when you are on your knees here. You go from here to here. So if there's a space here, it's too much. Do you bring always him here?
No, I move me.
Oh, you move yourself.
I move myself.
Great.
It wouldn't be wrong to move them if you come here one time. It's not crazy, but I think it might be a little more difficult. He wraps my neck, I move to the side. There's a couple things that have to happen to prevent him from rolling over. I don't want Eddie to roll as I go down. Andrew's asking the question. And how I stop the roll is good leg control, big back step, and a certain pressure on his chest. So he wraps my neck, I move, I wrap. Right now, my hips are off the ground, which means my weight is on him. And now I can switch, boom, go to my knees. So I've never had somebody roll when I'm honest and I don't hold back and I pick my hips up. Now sometimes when you do it slowly and you sit through and you fall on somebody, you sit your hips on the ground, you don't put weight on them, you don't put your leg back that far, and then you fall a little bit. Oh yeah, it does happen, so it's a great question. Everybody's up, right-handed headlock, move to the side, move to the side. Block and block. Now, wrap the leg, fall, back step. Yep, and get up to your elbow. Good, now bottom knee comes out, and there you are. Now you know what's cool too? Is this. This is a tough thing to practice, but it's very important. If Eddie wraps my neck, right here, and I move to the side, right now, this foot of mine is directly under me, okay? If I simply wrap his leg right now, why would he fall? Right? There's not enough drive. I need drive. So the way that I don't just hook his leg. I get drive by doing this, look. You see how my leg that is under me steps wide, boom, and then I push off that leg. But when I step wide and I push, I make sure that this leg does what? Doesn't do this, but it does this. A full sweeping leg. So I don't expect you to go to the ground right now. But if you just do this, look, just that motion. I'm in base, I'm on the side. I'm gonna hook their leg. But right now we don't wanna hook. We wanna do a drop step and a push. Here, don't even worry about practicing a little bit of hook, no need. Just be here, drop step, and push, pounce forward. Yep, here, drop step, boom. Now, it would be, you don't have to do this unless you feel comfortable. Now it would be drop step, hook, boom, and fall.
Nice, JJ.
Which you can see how, with that extra pounce, that's why the question of, what if you get rolled over, is such a good question. Because that drive is real, and that can work against you, right? That can be too much drive, and that's why good grips, good leg, and hips up for good pressure are so important, so you don't roll all the way over. Like a double leg takedown, yes, but you face to the side when falling. Yeah, double leg takedown family, yeah, you can say it has some similarities. Yeah, in terms of the little drop step. Good, any questions? Guillotine. They got you in a guillotine, but they're not lifting you. Okay, what are they doing? They're bending over like this, which means they're very weak. Boom, they're balanced forward. So when somebody has your head, what do? My foot steps forward, right foot forward, and both my hands block the knee. Neutral, both hands go like this. And then once I step, I bend my knees and my hips sit back. And I fall back, lifting my hips up. Now when I go back, just for those of you, the few that were not here, on Tuesday, when I hold Eddie He steps forward, both hands block my knee. Move forward a little more. Very slow, sit down very slow. When he sits down, freeze. My head goes boom into the ground, okay? Now I personally, I'm gonna roll. So when Eddie steps forward, as he sits, go ahead, I step, boom, and I roll, but freeze. Look, his feet are on the ground still. His hips are slightly elevated, perfect. And why do I say that? Because some people go down and go like this. Don't do that though. Instead, go here, hips up, and that really drives them right into the mat. One more time, neutral, neutral. Head is a little low. It's caught in the front headlock. Step and block. Start back again. Head is pulled down. Step and block. Hands together. Squat down. Hips lead. Roll back. Hips up. These hands right here, what are they for? They're kind of protecting the person's knee, leg from potentially hitting you in the face. It's kind of helping guide them off of you versus you falling down and their knee potentially going right into you. Any questions on any of these moves? These are asking good questions so far and good observations. No questions? And then we did the guillotine for in Gracie Combatives. And now, just because we did guillotines on, so let's talk about this. If Eddie wants to squat down and pull me in the guard, go ahead, step forward, squat down, pull guard, pull guard, pull guard.
Cross your feet, yep.
That's not something that I would like to experience, right? I don't want to end up in the guard. If I do the technique of moving to the side, when he pulls guard, I'll naturally end up in side mount. But sometimes you didn't move to the side and now they're pulling guard. So there's two movements. Lay on your back right there. As he goes down, I put my hand on the ground and my other hand on his knee and I jump to the side, boom, opposite the head. So Eddie's standing up, he wraps my neck. Go ahead, pull guard, pull guard, pull guard, pull guard. So his feet are not gonna cross in most cases until his hips hit the ground. Most people won't jump into flying guard. If they do, you better have gotten that angle before so they can't jump. But if they simply wrap and they want to sit to guard, you do hand down, block their leg. Eddie's laying down right here, head that way. So the way I would practice is, if someone's down, or I can visualize someone being down, hand on the ground, block the leg, jump to the side, and drop. So everybody, left hand goes to the ground, bend your knees, left hand goes down, right hand kind of blocks their knee, and then hop around to the right, boom, and drop down.
Very nice, Wally. Yeah.
Why is the left hand going to the ground? Because the head's on that side. The head's over here. My head's on this side.
Great, I'm in.
This is the safe side to jump, okay? They're squatting down, hand on the ground, find the knee, boom, hop around, drop down to side mount. Last one, get low. They have my head wrapped. Hand down, they get the pull guard, block, and jump, and drop down and side mount.
Looking good, guys.
So it's up to us to read the indicators that someone's gonna pull guard. And it's not too difficult. If I have his neck, I don't pull guard from here. Doesn't feel right. I kind of back up and then you see that? He's got me backing up, bending over, little setup steps, step forward. There's all these small tells that give him way more than enough time to identify what I'm doing and then place the hand, block the leg, and jump to the side. There's no reason why you should end up in the guard from the guillotine. But if you do, we can do something else. What do you do if you end up in a fully locked guillotine in the guard? You guys know what to do? You guys know? Yes, Emily, that's good. Yeah. You can slip out. You can slip out tripod. Yeah, what I do a lot lately is this. Have a seat right there, wrap the guillotine.
Squeeze. Squeeze, Eddie. Squeeze. Squeeze. What do you feel?
All right, can you guys see what I'm doing? Can you see? What am I doing? I'm using my shoulder. Yeah, I'm putting my shoulder, not just anywhere. I'm putting my shoulder downward pressure onto his wrist. So I'm making sure that my shoulder doesn't allow his wrist to access my neck. I go, whoa. And this works very well even standing up. If he wraps my neck, standing up, freeze. See my shoulder right here? Look. Boom. Squeeze, go. Get off my shoulder. Difficult, right?
Oh yeah.
So look at my, you see? My shoulder and my neck are like one.
Yeah, even though it seems that this side here seems that you have a lot of room to work.
That's not the side you need.
This is
Wrap my neck
totally
again, wrap my neck.
Oh dear.
Is that good? It's too much shoulder. It's for a different day though. Okay guys, we went too much. We're gonna work out in 10 minutes. We're gonna move, we're gonna sweat. Fit jitsu. If not, we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you.
Ciao guys, thank you. Bye bye.